Have you Googled the difference between RC and XLR cables in the past year? Did you ever stop a James Hype video to figure out which button he pressed? Do you carry USB sticks with you? Have you ever ordered a USB cable to increase the sound quality of your DJ controller? If the answer is yes, this, I'm afraid, is definitely not for you. Feel free to stop watching now. I have the Hercules DJ Control Mix Ultra with me. It's a very small controller, very long name. This is a battery-powered wireless DJ controller, super portable, super small, without sacrificing controls and the functions. It's backed up by one of the best DJ software in the world right now, Algorithms DJ. This is a very small controller. It technically can fit in some bum bags. It's that small. And it is wireless, although you can use wired if you want to, but probably you're gonna be fine using it wireless. So that is the purpose. And when I say wireless, it is only for the data connection between the device that you want to use it with and not the audio connection. I'll get to that in a bit. It is not the cheapest controller, but it is quite affordable. This is half the price of a Flex 4 and definitely cheaper than a Flex 2. Comes with a clear plastic cover. This is not a deck saver, this is included in the box. It comes with your controller. As you can see, this is meant to be transported. That's why it is very well protected. Also, it has a secondary function. You can flip it. Now in this opening, you can place your phone on your iPad. Under that clear cover, there's a really nice high quality plastic body. Everything is quite high quality, I would say. Knobs are a little questionable, just the feeling of the plastic. It doesn't give you super high quality feeling like, let's say, a Pioneer controller. But I would argue that the pads are much better than the Pioneer controllers. Comparing to the entry level like Flex 2, Flex 4, DDJ 400. These are really nice soft rubber with a nice click to it. It's definitely much better compared to any previous Hercules DJ product I used, like Impulse 200, 300, 500. These are excellent pads. I forgot to mention jog wheels. Jog wheels are excellent. They have a really nice momentum. It's not gonna be an infinite backspin like a CDJ. It's not gonna happen. This is also something you cannot find in this price range, or definitely not in the cheaper segment like a Party Mix or again Impulse. When it comes to controls, we have high, mid, and low equalizer controls, a dedicated filter knob, and also you can use the shift button to control the gain. But you probably won't need that if you're using with Algorithms DJ because it has a fantastic automatic gain function. Lastly, we have pitch shifters on each side of the controller, symmetrical. In my opinion, they are not the most accurate. Depending on the percentage setting you use on the software, they are moving in increments. Sometimes you can only change the pitch, let's say 125.3 to 125.6. So it's not a big deal. If you need 0.0 match, you can always use the sync function. But if this is something you care about, you should know it's not that accurate. It has a pretty cool light show. You can already notice that it has mono lighting. And again, this is something that is not common in this price range. You don't get RGB lighting. To be honest, I don't care. It is bright enough to play during the day. Under the jog wheels, like most other DJ controllers, we have the transport controls like play, cue, and sync button and shift button for additional functions. 8 performance pads each side. And also 4 buttons in 2 layers, so 8 buttons to change the function of the performance pads, which are hot cue, loop, effects, neural mix, and on the second layer you have pitch play, bounce loop, slicer, and sampler. So we have neural mix controls on the equalizer section and neural mix controls on the performance path section. Neural mix lets you separate your song into its stems, like vocals, bass, and drums. To most people, this seems like a gimmicky feature. The thing most people don't realize is this is actually not just a feature to mash up songs. You can actually save yourself in a song that you don't know, and this is kind of a creative problem solving. When it comes to battery, it should technically last 10 hours. Let's say that this will outlast the longest forest party you can possibly pull off. And if you're gonna play 14-hour sets, you probably would have a power bank with you anyway. It's really easy to charge. It has a USB-C. Also, that's how you connect it to other devices wired. We already discussed the bigger things about it. So let's get to the tricky part of the conversation. So if everything is so great, what is not for you here exactly? Well, first, you probably already noticed this by now. It's not gonna work with Rekordbox. Especially for most beginners, this is a really big deal. So most beginners start DJing with the aspirations to play in better stages, with better equipment, and this better equipment usually leads to Pioneer. If you think that you're gonna get this and you're gonna create your playlist and you're gonna practice and your muscle memory will translate to club standard gear, that's not gonna happen. This is not made for that. The second deal breaker to most people is that this doesn't have a sound card. Boo! What about the sound quality? Boo! How are we gonna connect it to a club mixer? Boo! What are we gonna do at gigs? This is not for you. That's clear. Just get a Flex 4 and you're gonna be super happy. I guarantee it's a fantastic controller. This device is meant to be used mobile. It doesn't mean that you cannot take a gig with this. It doesn't mean you cannot entertain people. It doesn't mean that you cannot make people dance. It's still a DJ controller. It still lets you control your mixes. It doesn't make you automatically a better DJ. It doesn't make your mixes better. It helps you mix things a bit easier. And this level of control in this size wirelessly didn't exist before. So if it doesn't have a sound card, where's the sound coming from? Well, it is coming from whatever device you're using. If you're using it with your phone, the sound is coming from your phone. And again, you might question, then how are we pre-listening the songs, pre-queuing the songs? Well, I'm happy you asked. It comes with this cable. This is a mono splitter cable, or it's known as a DJ cable. So this is a splitter. It takes your stereo output and converts it to two mono outputs. So you can consider this as left and right, and stereo output turns into two mono separate outputs. When you convert your stereo output into mono, do you lose a little bit of quality? Yes. It's not gonna sound exactly the same as a stereo output. But will your friends notice it, or will it affect your performance or people dancing? No, not really. Will you notice any kind of sound defects on a portable speaker, let's say like a Bluetooth speaker, battery powered speaker? Probably also no. So speaking of Bluetooth speakers, even though this is a wireless DJ controller, you cannot use this wirelessly to connect to a Bluetooth speaker, and also you cannot use your device to connect, because first of all, when you use Bluetooth to connect to a speaker, which it can technically do, but when you use Bluetooth to connect to a speaker, you're not gonna get the pre-queuing to pre-listen the songs before you play them. Another big deal with Bluetooth audio is that it's gonna introduce a lot of latency. It can be anywhere between 100 milliseconds to a full second, which is a lot of latency to deal with. In this case, for instance, I am using my iPad to DJ, and I can show you how is the connection, how does it work, and also while doing that, how much space it takes to carry all this around to DJ at a park just by yourself or with a couple friends. So this is connecting my entire DJ setup together. I have an iPad that I use for DJing, and I can just simply put it in its place. This could have been my phone, but I like to use the iPad because on top of the physical controls I have, if I still want some more function, I can quickly touch the screen to adjust certain things like quick loops or some sweep effects using XY pads and things like that. It doesn't matter. I use the iPad for it. And as I said, whatever I hold in my hand is pretty much the entire cable and adapter setup that I have to carry with me. I also have this tiny little speaker. This is one of the speakers I have. If you just toss it in your tote bag or your bum bag, you probably wouldn't notice that it's like 500 grams or something like that, probably less than that. So this is basically my DJ setup. This whole thing that you see here is my DJ setup. When I just stack everything, you can see that it barely takes any space. The whole thing is probably like 1.5 kg, including the iPad and the speaker and everything. And believe it or not, this fits in my bum bag. Grab a bag, go to any beach, the riverside, to a forest, and usually I use Sennheiser HD25, which is a fantastic DJ headphone. It's literally what everybody's using almost. But again, the whole thing is super tiny. I can just like put it in any bag, and also most of the time these earbuds or whatever it's called, it's good enough to listen to songs and mix. Again, this is not really super serious, take it to a club and connect to a mixer and mixing kind of thing. This is not that. This is made for fun. I think this is really underappreciated, how small this kind of controller is and how easy it is and how easy it is to set up. You can literally take it to anywhere. You barely need any cables, anything. This whole thing can last 10-15 hours, and if you need to go longer, you can just connect a chunky power bank and you can DJ non-stop for 2 days if you want, and that is pretty awesome. Take it to the riverside. As I said, this is my favorite thing, is to play out in the nature. This lets me do that, and this is why I bought it, and this is why I like it. I will also make more videos in the future, how to use it, maybe how to use Neural Mix, but until then, please let me know if you have any specific questions about this device or a DJ app on iOS. I would like to answer some of your questions if you have any. And before we wrap up the whole discussion, the whole video, what are the pros and cons to full feature controls in a super small form factor? Fantastic integration with the software. 3 pros. And what are the cons? Well, it doesn't have a sound card. There's no dedicated loop controls. The last con is, again, doesn't have a dedicated effects control. If somebody told me you're gonna get all the functions from a DJ controller, it's gonna be super small, you can put it in a tote bag and take it with you anywhere, but you're not gonna get dedicated effects control and loop buttons, I would totally be okay with it. It serves the purpose for me, but again, it is something that you should know. So, who is it for? Focus on having fun, practice often, dance to your music, enjoy DJing. This is for you if you just like DJing whenever, especially outdoors. This is a fantastic device for that. The immediacy of having all your tracks on your phone cannot be beat, and you just need to connect it to this and the speaker, and you're gonna have a fantastic time. So once again, should you buy it? In my opinion, yes. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. As I said, I will do in-depth reviews in the future. I will try to get into a bit more detail, maybe do a quick mix just to show you how to set up and how you can utilize the touchscreen and the controls at the same time. But until then, please let me know if you have any questions, if you are curious about the functions of this device, if you want to learn a bit more, please drop a comment and I will try my best to answer all your questions. And thank you for watching and see you next time.